Good morning, little scientists. Welcome to Valenzuela Facebook Live Science 5. Once again, I'm Teacher Mean. I'm here again to give you fun and learning. Are you all excited? So brace yourself as we explore the world of science. Based on our most essential learning competency, science grade 5, here are the objectives that will guide us along the way. For today's lesson, you, the learners, are able to investigate the changes that happen in the presence of oxygen and investigate the changes that happen in the absence of oxygen. So before we start, let me give you some reminders. I want you to write your complete name and the name of your school for your attendance and for me to acknowledge your presence. Just like example. And also, I want you to bring out your pen and paper so you could jot down some of the important concepts and ideas in our lesson. And if you have questions, clarifications, and comments, please free to write it down in the comment section. Oops, it's science time. Let us sing our science theme song. Come on.
It's science time. It's science time. Let's all be ready now. It's science time. What do we do during science time? We observe, we compare, identify, classify, infer, test, hypothesize. We read a lot, understand them well. Science facts we tell.
Okay, so based on our song, what are the skills that a little scientist like you must acquire? Great! To observe, compare, identify, classify, infer, test, and hypothesize. In this time of pandemic, it's best to maintain good personal hygiene. So, you have to take a bath every day. And also, you have to brush your teeth before and after every meal. And make sure that you have clean ears and trimmed nails. Also, you have to wash your hands frequently to avoid any kinds of diseases. Okay, good job. So today, we are going to play the Ramboletra game. You have to arrange the jumbled letters to form the words which we will going to use later. The meaning of the words will serve as your clue. Ramboletra word number 1. The clue will be, it is a colorless gas that exists in large quantities in the air. It has chemical element with symbol O and atomic number 8. I want you to type your answer in the comment box below. Another clue. All plants and animals need this in order to live. Good job, kids! The answer is oxygen. Next Ramboletra word. It takes place when oxygen and moisture in the air combine together. I want you to type your answer in the comment section. Another clue is, it is also called as iron oxide. I'm giving you 5 seconds to type your answer. Awesome! The answer is rust. Good job. The next rumble letter word is, it is the reaction that occurs when inflammable substances substance is exposed to oxygen and result into chemical properties. Type your answers in the comment box below. Good job! The answer is oxidation. Today, we are going to look at something you've probably all seen before. It is a candle flame. Maybe you are wondering, what makes a candle burn? Is it the wax? Or is it the wick of the candle? Or is it something else? We will find out by doing some experiments. If you're going to use a flame, you have to have an adult to assist you. Do not play with the flame. Are you ready? Let's watch and observe. Now, what have you observed from the burning candle when it is covered? Good! the candle continue burning. How about when I covered the candle? Great. The flame goes out. But why does that happen? Well, it's because there's more going on here than just the wax or the wick burning. It needs something else. It actually needs something from the air. It needs, yes, it needs oxygen. So when we put the glass over the candle, what happens is that the flame uses up the oxygen inside the jar. But then it cannot get any more. So since you need oxygen for the reaction, the flame goes out. This is an example of combustion. Combustion is a process where substances burn in the presence of oxygen. And a material cannot be burned without the presence of oxygen. Now, what change took place in the candle? I want you to type your answers in the comment box below. Good job, kids! Chemical change took place. Did you enjoy our first activity? I want you to click the heart on our comment box below. Now, let us investigate how chemical change happens in the following conditions. Predict what will happen when sliced apple and eggplant are placed in two containers. One is covered and the other one is uncovered. Let's look at the activity. Are you ready? Let's watch and observe. Now, what have you noticed to the flesh of an apple after an hour of being cut? Yes, the apple in container A turned brown and starting to decompose, while the apple that is uncovered is slowly turning brown. Why do you think it happened? It is because the oxygen present in the air reacts with the chemical present in the fleshy part of an apple. What does the browning of an apple or eggplant indicate? What does it mean? Type your answers below. Yes, the browning of an apple indicates food spoilage or decomposition. An eggplant or apple which is sliced or cut and exposed in air turn brown. The slicing of an apple shows what type of change? Yes, very good. It shows physical change. Now, what chemical change occurred? Yes, it is the browning of an apple. The presence of oxygen make the apple or the eggplant turn brown. Now, what condition contributed to this change? Very good. It is the presence of oxygen. And this means, the browning means, it gradually leads to decomposition. So what do you mean by decomposition? Decomposition is the process of decay that takes place when a living thing changes chemically after dying. In Tagalog, it is pagkabulok. Now, can you compare these two materials here? These are very good iron nails. Okay, so you can see that the other one is new and the other one is old. Very good. What else? Type your answers. Exactly. They differ in color. One is silver and the other one is orange. Now, let us have another activity and investigate why these changes happen in these materials. Let us watch and observe.
4 hours later.
So now, let us compare those two sets of materials in our activity. For set A, with a steel wool, after 15 minutes or several hours, nothing happened and it still looks the same. While set B, it begins to change its color. A reddish flaky substance formed on the surface of the wool. Do you know what it is? What is that reddish flaky substance that formed on the surface of the steel? Yes, very good. It is rust. Rust is the reaction of iron with oxygen present in the air. Also, it is an oxide that forms when iron reacts to oxygen in the presence of water. Water serves as a catalyst or the one that speeds up the chemical reaction. Okay, so what changes does it show? Very good. It shows chemical change. Rusting is the process where the iron reacts with water and oxygen to form iron oxide. And rusting is a process or an example of oxidation. Oxidation is the reaction that occurs when an inflammable substance is exposed to oxygen, and this results in a change in chemical properties of the substance and will lead to rusting. Now, let's try to wrap up our lesson for today. Materials around us undergo chemical change. These changes happen when some chemical components react due to the presence and lack of oxygen in the air. Thus, they may change in color and odor. It also entails a formation of new products. Now, let's have a science challenge. Let us try how well you understand our lesson. What you're going to do is you will type the letter of the correct answer in the comment section. I will give you 10 seconds for each item. Are you ready? Type the heart react if you're ready, or click the heart react button if you are ready. Very good. So, number 1. Which of the following will produce rust when it is wet? Is it the paper plate or the nail? Type your answers. Okay, very good. The answer is letter B. It is the nail that produces rust when it is wet. Next item. What substance in the air combines with iron to form rust? Is it letter A, oxygen, or B, carbon dioxide? Type your answers. Good job. The answer is letter A, oxygen. Next number, what causes rust to form? Is it A, reaction to heat, or B, reaction to oxygen? Great. The answer is letter B, reaction to oxygen. Number 4, when oxygen reacts with iron, what is the result? Is it A, oxygen does not react with iron, or B, oxygen and iron react to form iron oxide? Okay, good. The answer is letter B. Oxygen and iron reacts to form iron oxide. And lastly, what process takes place when oxygen and moisture in the air combine with the metal? Is it A, burning, or B, rusting? Good job. It is rusting. Very good. So now let's proceed to the question and answer. So with the help of my moderators, we are going to pick some questions and I'll be glad to answer some of them. Okay, for the first question. What is the difference between tarnishing and rusting? Okay, they may seem the same, but rusting forms a red flaky substance, while tarnishing produces dark color. Especially it happens in copper, silver, aluminum, and unlike rusting, tarnishing affects only the top layer of an object. And when silver tarnishes, it forms a black film or film over the shiny surface of the silver object. So thank you for that. Good question. Okay, for the next question. Okay, we are looking for some of your questions. Okay, so here it is. Ma'am, how could the occurrence of rust be prevented? Okay, that is a very good question. There are lots of ways to prevent rusting. Of course, number 1, you have to keep the iron clean and dry. And since water is the number 1 enemy when it comes to rust, we have to prevent it from moisture or water. Also, you can prevent it from being scratched or prevent from scratches. And you can also apply a protective coating. So you can also paint it with a good quality paint that will slow down rusting by preventing the moisture from reaching the metal. Or the best way is to use a stainless steel. So thank you, learners, for your questions. But since we have limited time, I know you have lots of questions, you can reserve that to your science teacher tomorrow. And don't forget to attend your science class tomorrow. So for our concepts learned today, just remember, oxygen is an important gas in the air we breathe. Combustion refers to a process where the substance burns in the presence of oxygen. And rust is an oxide that forms when iron reacts to oxygen in the presence of water. And lastly, some materials change in the presence of oxygen and to the absence of it. So that's all for today. I believe you learned a lot today. Can you give me a heart react if you enjoyed this lesson? Thank you, kids. I will give you a hep hep hooray because you did a great job today. So once again, I am Teacher Mehan saying that science is a poetry of reality. Thank you for listening And see you on the next scientific episode here in Valenzuela Facebook Live Science 5. Stay safe, kids. Goodbye.